The Chelsea board have been told that Benfica star Enzo Fernandez is ready to make the step up in the game and play for one of the big clubs. Graham Potter is a man that knows he needs to add some more quality to that Chelsea squad. It is good enough to get back into the Champions League spots, but is not yet good enough to compete with Manchester City for that Premier League title. Fernandez is one of the continent's most sought-after players after his dazzling displays for Argentina at the World Cup, and it is widely believed that he is a player that Chelsea are really keen on. Now, amid all the speculation and rumors, The Guardian's Jonathan Liu told Sky Sports News that he believes that Fernandez is now ready to make the move to a big club. If you're a top-class club, if you're a club that's aspiring to play cup finals, Champions League finals, like Chelsea are, a World Cup, especially the sharp end of it, can tell you a lot about a player's mindset. Everybody knows what Enzo Fernandez can do. He's done it in the Champions League for Benfica, he'd done it for River Plate. But seeing how he does in that cauldron under the pressure of a World Cup final, that does actually tell you a lot about that player. And anybody who saw Fernandez at the World Cup would have liked what they saw. But first, if you're new to the Chelsea News channel, take advantage and subscribe so you don't miss the latest news that happens in the football world. We're always bringing you firsthand here. Enjoy and like this video, so that YouTube continues to bring you the latest news from Chelsea in the world of football. He's got a £106 million release clause, and Benfica obviously won't want to let him go in January because they have a Champions League campaign of their own to pursue. But they will probably know that he is at the peak of his value, so if Chelsea can stump up the cash, then they can make the deal happen in January. Conte's deal is up at the end of the season. Kovacic has been playing through injury, Jorginho, as well, up at the end of the season, so it all makes sense. David Datro Fofana has taken to social media following the announcement of his move from Molde to Chelsea. A poor start to the new seasons meant that Thomas Tuchel got the sack and Graham Potter was quickly hired, but his current squad is simply not good enough to compete for that Premier League title. And now that the World Cup is over, focus can now turn to the opening of the January transfer window, just a few days' time, and the possible arrivals that could be making a move to Stamford Bridge. The Ivory Coast international scored 19 goals in 29 Molde appearances during the 2022 campaign, and his performance suggests that he is ready for that next stage of his career. Chelsea announced during the week that a deal had been agreed with Molde, and Fofana would be making the move to London on January 1st. And taking to social media after the deal was announced, the youngster wrote, when translated from French, "Thank you all for your support. See you soon, Chelsea. IC Football News View." Chelsea have obviously watched the lad. They are seemingly very excited about what he can bring to Stamford Bridge, but it is a massive risk to take. They call him the next Erling Haaland, but Haaland went to the Bundesliga and honed his skills at Dortmund and in the Champions League. Fofana has not yet done that. It will be interesting to see what he brings to the club, but he is not the immediate answer to the Blues' goal issues, and it will take some time before he is the finished article. But he is a very exciting talent that is for sure Chelsea to sign defender. Chelsea are set to complete the signing of French centre-back Benoit Badiashile from AS Monaco, with Fabrizio Romano reporting that the deal has entered the final stages. The season is back up and running after a break for the World Cup in Qatar, but we are only a few days away from the opening of the January transfer window, and the possibility of a few players arriving at Stamford Bridge. Graham Potter is a man that knows he needs to add some more quality to that Chelsea squad, and the January window will give him a chance to sign some players that will make a real difference to the side. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has now revealed that negotiations between the two clubs are reaching their final stages, with an expectation the deal will be wrapped up soon, with the 21-year-old keen on the move to Stamford Bridge. The personal terms are in place and the transfer is expected to be completed soon. However, despite all the speculation, Potter refused to talk about the potential signing of the Monaco man, stating that he does not want to talk about players that are not Chelsea stars. "My answer is I don't speak about anyone that isn't a Chelsea player," Potter said when asked about the defender. "There are lots of people who get linked to this club, and I'd be wasting your time and mine if I responded to everyone. I always say the club's responsibility is to try to improve the team, but my job is to try to improve the players we have here and the team. That's what I'll be focused on. Chelsea have had some serious issues in all sorts of positions this season, but we are not sure that Badiashile is a man that will help solve their defensive issues. Wouldn't it be better to go for a more established defender that can come in and make an immediate impact?